Mama this year is a great Friday. Wherever you are, please make sure that you join us online. Joy News on TV is our page on Facebook, and then also my Joy Online TV. Mama, good morning to you.
Morning.
These fuel prices are supposed to go down. Because of that, I sent me to fuel, but I haven't bought it.
Same
I'm
here.
waiting. I'm waiting till about afternoon. Then I fill my tank.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting. If by 12 the thing doesn't take effect, trouble.
Then you have to buy it at. I realized that diesel and petrol, the prices, the level was the same.
Yeah, I was the
like,
same.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're finally here.
These days, I don't know.
We're
the diesel
waiting
consumption is even
for the prices to go down, and then we can fill our tanks. But if it doesn't, then I put swerve.
Yes.
But what difference would that make actually?
Oh,
What's
it's 16 pesos per liter. So if you fill it with 10 liters, 20
but you
liters.
make like maybe 70p or 1p, 1 Ghana cedis on a gallon, isn't it?
I think so.
So that's not significant, is it?
Well, at least you have some 10 Ghana, 20 Ghana. If you're somebody who buys in bulk, you buy 300, 400, you know.
Okay. Oh, really?
So you see some basic reductions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We're going to send our cameras today to see if the figures have changed. And
this morning?
This morning. And
oh, you know what they do? If in a year, calibrate it.
How long does that take?
Because there's a certain windfall they will have before they do the calibration.
We hope they also don't say that we've already taken stock. So, I mean, this particular one must finish before the change is felt.
No, they don't do that.
They don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what you're going to buy, your next consignment will be cheaper.
Yeah.
So. But they try to keep the stock, though. They have a way of trying to do delay tactics. Yeah. It's their trade.
So this is what we are going to do. I mean, if we come to your fuel station and the prices have changed, then we're going to talk about it, and everybody will come to your station and buy fuel.
I think that'll be good. You're almost like a virtual app now. That's great.
All right, let's do the newspapers. Let's start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper because it's the graphic on the Daily. Front page of the Daily Graphic. Governance Hall of Fame to be built in Accra. General Electric to help solve Ghana's power challenges. What we've been talking about, fuel prices go down as Parliament passes special petroleum tax bill. And then courts go digital, filings to be done online. That story is on page 3. I think it's a good place to start. So on page 3 in the Daily Graphic newspaper. Beginning next month, patrons of the courts will not need to carry volumes of documents to be filed at courts registries because the Judicial Service is set to roll out an online filing system. The Chief Justice, Justice Sophia Kufuor, who announced what will probably be the biggest reform of her early tenure, said it was her expectation that by the time she retired on December 20, 2019, all courts in the country would be connected to the system. She was speaking at a 2-day conference organized by the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, in Accra yesterday. So details of that in this paper, the Daily Graphic newspaper. They break the issues down really well, including corruption and then financing the judiciary as well. That piece by Seth J. Bokwe in Accra. So you can read about that story in the paper. Let's see on page 16, I think. Okay. So the issue about fuel prices going down. Parliament yesterday passed the Special Petroleum Tax Amendment Bill 2018 to reduce the special petroleum tax from 15% to 13%. With the passage of the bill, the ex-pump price of petrol will go down by 3.39%, while that of diesel will reduce by 4.14%. The bill, which was passed under a certificate of urgency, amended the Special Petroleum Tax Act 2014 Act 879 and provided for a special tax rate on selected petroleum products. That story is also here on page 16. And then General Electric, a World Energy Solutions leader, has affirmed its commitment to support Ghana solve its power supply challenges. So already we're told that the company's subsidiary, GE Power, has over the past 2 years contributed more than 500 megawatts of electricity to the national grid, with plans underway for an additional 900 megawatts in the next 2 years. The rest of it, you've got to read for yourself. So on the politics page in the Daily Graphic, there is an encounter. So Kwame Asari Buedu is recounting an encounter with Akenteng Apia Menka, a man that we lost this week. So you can read about his encounter with him in the paper today. And then on the back page of the Daily Graphic, let's see what's in the center spread. Oh, so make Africa place of opportunities for youth. President Akufo-Addo urges continent's leaders. Okay, so that's what's in the center spread. But on the back page of the Daily Graphic, now Forestry Commission to roll out projects to reduce emissions in cocoa growing areas. And then FAO support veterinary sector. That's another headline on the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. That will be it. Roland has the Ghanaian Times, I think.
Yeah, I have the Ghanaian Times. It says on the front page, expose illegal fuel trade at sea. Vice President orders security agencies to combat illicit deals on high seas. It happens in the Gulf of Guinea, especially on the coast around Nigeria. It's something that the Buhari government tried to clamp down when the government came into office the first time. And the Vice President is saying that it is not going to happen again, so we hope that it won't happen. But more so, we have other stories. Lay down weapons or face police wrath. President orders criminals. But the main story also occupying the space there. Parliament cuts 2% tax of petroleum products. Mama V and I believe all of us who enjoy the use of fuel, either commercially or with the private cars that are used, would want to see some reduction at the pumps from now. Not they are now calibrating, you know. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Ramaphosa, new president of South Africa, is also captured on page 5 of the. You
know what?
You have some sound bites for us?
Anything?
Some sound bites?
Not readily, but
okay,
hopefully,
Fred, please look for some sound bites.
Hopefully, when we get on, particularly BBC, we can get a few things. They say everything Ramaphosa turns gold in South Africa these days.
You see,
we actually don't know how long that's going to take, but anything Cyril Ramaphosa is gold.
Right. Yeah. And on page 26, though, it says Talo names new Ghana head, and oil and gas explorer and producer Talo Ghana has appointed Kweku Awotwe as its new managing director. Kweku Awotwe, 57, joins Talo on March 1, 2018 to enable a smooth transition before current managing director Charles Darko's retirement date at the end of April. Mr. Darko, okay, but it goes on to say that...
is that our chairman? Is that our board chair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Awotwe is an experienced international business executive with over 25 years working experience in the energy sector, electricity, oil and gas, as well as the mining and extractive industries in both public and private sectors in Africa and the United States of America. What? In addition to his entrepreneurial ventures, Mr. Awotwe served at the Volta River Authority as chief executive for over 4 years, and at the Ashanti Goldfields Company, where he was MD, strategic planning and new business development. Gary Thompson, executive vice president for Talo West Africa, Kweku's 25 years of experience in senior leadership positions across the energy and extractive sectors, together with the management, blah blah blah, goes on and on and on.
Yeah. And for us here, the multimedia group, he's our proud board chair. So we say congratulations.
Congratulations to you, sir.
Yeah.
We'll come to Talo.
Let's do the Finder newspaper next. Front page of the Finder. Rising road accident. 180 sadly die in January. President Akufo-Addo tasked 3 ministers to find solutions. So on the front page of the Finder, you find those ministers who have been tasked to find a solution to this, which is not good at all. 180 people dying in January alone. That is very alarming. So Ambrose Derry, Interior Minister, Kweku Fori Siama, Transport Minister, and then Kwesia Mwakwata, Minister of Roads and Highways. That story is on page 3. I'll bring you a bit of it. Also on the front page, HFC Bank, Reggie Manuel partner to deliver houses. And then young entrepreneurs to enjoy funds with low interest, according to a minister. I'll bring you a bit of that as well in the paper. On fuel, special petroleum tax cut to 13%. And then fuel smuggling will be dealt with forcibly. That's according to our Vice President, Dr. Baumia. But let's go to page 2. And the rate of accidents and the number of casualties have increased in January 2018 compared to the same period last year. So the number of people killed in January this year has risen to 180, as against 163 killed in January 2017, representing some 10.43% increase. And then there's a breakdown. The fatalities comprise 131 males and 49 females. So alarmed by the carnage, the paper is reporting that President Akufo-Addo, in the Facebook post, disclosed that he's asked the ministers for the Interior, Ambrose Derry, Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amoakwata, and Transport, Kweko Fore Esiamwa, to meet and come out with proposals immediately to address this critical issue in order to improve the safety of our roads. So details of that post, further breakdown of the figures in the final newspaper. And it's a shame, you know, the spot where sadly a week ago, you know, today we were talking about the death of Ebony, because that accident had occurred
exactly a week ago.
Exactly a week ago. And if she was alive, she would have turned 21 today, actually. So this was the birthday that we were talking about a week ago, that she wasn't even 21. Well, you know, there was a heap of sand on that stretch, and sometime this week, the contractor, whoever it is, cleared that. So this was sand that could have been cleared, but it has claimed a lot of lives. Because even within that same, was it on that same day we had
after the event?
After
the incident,
there had been, but even before Ebony, there had been lots of accidents on that stretch.
Right.
And then yeah, the contractor could actually go and collect the sand, which he did. Well, so I don't know, some of the three ministers that were putting together, Interior, Roads and Highways, and Transport, like, I don't know, some of the things are so basic. You actually don't even need the head, as in the minister, to do. We talk about decentralization, and there are assemblies, there are structures. You don't need the top bosses to do this job. I mean, we can take care of it if systems were working really. And it's just like, you know, when the road in my area, when the project was ongoing, the assembly.
Your area is where?
Oh, I won't mention. The assembly actually didn't know about it, because, and later on we would find out that, oh, this was
presidency.
Roads and Highways. So so they said, no, this is not the assembly, it's whatever. So it's bigger than them. So what it means is that the contractor is not accountable to you, because the person who gave me the contract is way above your head. You know that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that if we want to decentralize properly, then we have to let the local authorities be in charge of things, so that they can put people in checks. That's just, you know, my little thought. On page 9, because, you know, I know that a lot of people are also entrepreneurs, even people who are working, regular workers are doing things on the side. I think I'll share this. So the Business Development Ministry has indicated that it's in talks with some banks to make available special funds for young entrepreneurs and small business at very low interest rates. The deal, which is likely to be closed in the next 1 month, is to help young entrepreneurs access sustainable, cheap funding to grow their business and create jobs for others within the various sectors and they find themselves in. So if you're open to this idea, I guess you have to grab the finder and then read the details and see how you can chase the Business Development Minister and get him to work on this. Yeah. And then Kwekwa Watch's new Talok Ghana MD. Roland has already talked about it extensively. So really that will be it for the stories that I'm taking a look at in the Finder newspaper. Roland will do the...
I'll do the Daily Guide. On the front page of the Daily Guide, we have the story, Nana offers tips on democracy, but the main story on the front page of the Daily Guide says, petrol price down, NDC cries foul. I love the Daily Guide. All right, so it is a story that's on page 3. Sagnirugu MCE strikes deal in Malaysia, we're told. And Mariam Idrisu interacting with some visitors at the UN Urban Forum in Malaysia. And so those basically will be the stories that we have in the Daily Guide. Today, no center spread. All right.
The Daily Dispatch, front page of the Daily Dispatch. Oh, no center spread. So what, you're sad?
No.
Ah, okay.
All
right, on the front page of the Daily Dispatch.
There is, but I'm actually not reviewing.
Can I see?
Yeah. No, I don't like it.
That's disgusting, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Front page of the Daily Dispatch. Tourism Ambassador projects will Finance Ministry release 20 million Ghana cedis for these projects. Okay, so when a major African city taps run dry, Accra, beware. This is for your understanding. So you got to grab the Daily Dispatch newspaper, and then you can read these stories making front page headline. I will do follow up with the Daily Statesman newspaper, and on the front page of the paper, petroleum prices go down, special tariffs for industries, according to Trade Minister, or the Trade Minister is assuring that there will be special tariffs for industries. And then Bagbing Alabi lead NDC race, according to the Daily Statesman. Guzi spew sly dark horses. So that's the projection the paper is making. Let's create opportunities for our citizens. That's a call by our President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And then the last newspaper, the Business and Financial Times. Kwekwa Watri heads Atalo as Charles Dakun retires. Government pursues aggressive oil exploration campaign. And then vesting petroleum management in minister unconstitutional, according to Atuguba. I'll bring you a bit of that story on page 3. Don't give other jobs to teachers who run away after steady leave. That's a call by Teo. And it says, teachers who abandon the classroom after enjoying study leave with pay at the expense of the taxpayer are depleting classrooms across the country and should be denied jobs when they seek one in other public institutions. This is according to the Teachers and Educational Workers Union table. The rest of it you've got to read. And then on page 3 on this issue of vesting petroleum management and minister unconstitutional. So a constitutional and petroleum law expert, Professor Raymond Atuguba, has questioned the constitutionality of the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act 2016, Act 919, which gave rise to the multi-billion-dollar contract recently signed between governments and ExxonMobil. So according to Professor Atuguba, the 1992 Constitution vests the management of the petroleum resources in, quotes, a commission, unquote, and not the petroleum minister as stipulated in the ENP Act. So you can go ahead and read, but what happens? Is he going to take any action? Is he going to go to the court, for instance? Back page of the Business and Financial Times, GGBL commended, that's Guinness?
Guinness Ghana Breweries.
Guinness Ghana Breweries Limited, commended for drink driving education program. And then inflation declines to drive further policy rate cuts, according to Barclays. The rest of the business and financial stories in the newspaper today. Yeah, Roland, I thought that, I listened. Well, I really didn't do anything on Valentine's Day, but that's not unusual because Valentine's Day is like any other day. But I was doing a little reflection. I was thinking, how do you actually make a relationship work? How do you make a relationship work?
By spicing it up.
Is it something that we think about once in a while? Like, is it something that we even think about at all? Or we kind of like...
Yeah.
What is it by spicing it up with what?
Oh, it depends on the individuals involved in the relationship, or who your partner or the other partner is, or who the partners are. So
yeah,
you have to look at perhaps what will make more appeal to partners. So each of them would have to work at it. It doesn't take only one person or one of them to make the relationship.
Is this something that we do deliberately?
I don't think so. But the thing is, just like all sensory neurons that we have to be prompted to always evolve.
Yeah.
And there's something they call total quality management. You always make sure that you're always good at what you have to do. And as far as for those who do quality assurance, you always have to bring in new innovations, bringing new things, because there's nothing that is stagnant or static.
Yeah.
So the likelihood that you're likely to go into slumber when you enter into a relationship is always there.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, the fashion that you're used to in the 90s is not the fashion of the 2000s. And even after 2010, the fashion has changed. Even this, now they do punk. We were doing punk back in the 90s. No. So, and it's likely even the older generation even want to leave the hair. So it's,
you know, I like, you often hear the relationship is not working.
Yeah.
But can you make it work? Can you make it work?
I think for the larger percentages, yeah, as far as the percentiles are, yes.
Yeah.
Both have to work at it. Just like all relationships, it takes a lot of work, because we're all too individual. So apart from the fact that perhaps maybe you're not clicking, just because maybe you're just not into each other, then, but if you're a little bit or a lot more into each other, then it means that effort will make it work. That's it. And then you have to make sacrifices. You have to make sacrifices for shaggy reasons.
Yeah.
So you have to choose to ignore certain things as if you've not seen. Yeah.
That can be hard, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
All right, so we'll activate the phone line. This is like a deep conversation. This is deep. It's not one of those shallow conversations.
It's a deep one.
Listen, especially if you've been in a relationship for a long time, if you've been married for a long time and it's working for you, we want to hear what you think about this conversation.
Yeah, there's some couple, they just take it off. From the beginning, it's all, they are just cool like that. Yeah. You meet such people.
Can it be cool like that, like 100% cool like that from the beginning?
If I say 100% cool, I don't mean there are no fights, there are no this, but I think they tend to agree more than disagree. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. But there are some who will disagree just halfway or disagree a lot more. Yeah. So it means that you have to take a lot of efforts.
Charlie, today we're sharing experience. Well, you've been married for what? Like how many years? Like over 10 years?
Yeah, this will be my 12th year.
Wow. Wow.
It's not an easy thing.
I know.
I don't know.
That's a lot of years.
Yeah.
So, we will be sharing experiences. It doesn't matter.
I mean, a lot of things could have happened down the over the period.
It's true.
Well, they haven't.
We encounter so many things. So it's our experiences that we're bringing to bear this morning on the AM show. We want an open conversation. How do you make a relationship work? Because sometimes you find that something could be trivial to a couple. Yeah. That same issue could be the basis for a breakup in another relationship.
You know, for example, me, for example, I like to have my privacy most of the time. And sometimes if perhaps maybe your partner doesn't try to juxtapose that or hasn't really figured that out, so they kind of see you on TV and they think that maybe but I think for many of us in the media, people think that we're all extroverts and that kind of thing. But when we withdraw, we want to have...
There's another side.
That wants to have your time away from TV, radio. Because I can tell you how many times you watch TV in a week.
Yeah. It's true.
So it takes a lot of... And then even if you're a lawyer or you're a customer service or customer relationship person, you meet a lot of people and all that. It can make the other partner feel a bit uneasy and safe and all that. So there are a lot of dynamics around it. Even if somebody is a truck pusher and has a wife, there are peculiar circumstances. Maybe Oban Hobon or something. You know, there are people, we're all wired differently. True. It's just that we're all kind of human robots and we're just wired differently.
Listen, after the sports, we'll get down and have some conversation. We need to fix ourselves before somebody fixes us.
Right.
Let's do myjoyonline.com before we make way for sports.
Are you speaking from experience though? Because this topic I didn't envisage.
No,
let's do MPA
from the Vals.
You've been thinking.
Like, all the things, and I was just thinking, how do you actually make a relationship work?
I mean, if you ask me, I haven't thought of Val's Day in a while.
Yeah. I mean, Val's Day is not one of my things.
For me, it really makes
Val's Day is not my.
But I believe honestly, that you have to be in the person to work along. I want to work with it, or I want to work at it. If you're not into the person, also.
This is it. Sometimes women would say, "I'm not into Val's Day. It's not my thing." But suddenly when you see other people either receiving gifts, you know, like you're sitting in an office and somebody brings flowers or maybe even lunch or something like that, and
it makes
birthday,
you feel nostalgic.
then you're thinking, okay, what is my partner doing? Why is he not doing it? And I think that the guys get confused, ladies, because one time you're saying, oh, I'm not into this, but another time you're expecting me to do it.
And then
That's
also there's one point, maybe we're taking all the conversation away. So
no,
especially for example, if your behavior pattern when you're a teenager is different when you're in your early 20s, from your mid 20s to your 30s, and even by the time you get to your 30s to 40s, your behavior pattern also tends to change before it kind of settles down from your early 40s to who you want to be. So couples need to adjust and learn. Yeah, because you could find somebody who was really not focused in their 20s, and all of a sudden 30s they are something else. They are firebrands, and then you're trying to familiarize or acclimatize to that. So you get to say, who did I even partner with all these years? You know?
Well, it will be a mixed bag relationship Friday today. I said something.
And one thing I always don't do, I don't like telling people how to advise me.
Aha, see, that's why we want to move away from that.
Because I don't want advice. Nobody can advise me well.
See,
except myself.
So I told some of our nice, and we've got very handsome single guys here.
Only guys?
No, in our newsroom.
No chicks?
I mean, like, I work with a lot of...
I think we should bring Benis Abubedu. We share around?
A lot of... No, Benis isn't. But Benis isn't well, so she's not around.
All right.
But I've got a lot of handsome single guys around. And there was a conversation yesterday about how some girls don't like you. Like, you really like a girl, but they don't like you. But suddenly when you've moved on, then they want you. And then I said that beware of such girls.
Well, I've not been in that position in which as a pre-baby who know chance.
Oh, but
people will say that because I'm in the media. But
maybe Benedict has an experience like that. Okay. But see, this is it. I say that sometimes there's something about you that the girl could have helped you work on, but she didn't. And the other person did it. Now they see you're moving with the other person and they are seeing all the things that they've missed.
Yeah,
so if I had, this is it. This is so they kind of now they're finding you attractive. But I say don't look back. I don't know, it's just my thoughts.
Well, we're doing this because it's a Relationship Friday. Just in case you don't know, you can get interactive on Facebook, JoyNews on TV. Please watch us there live. My Online TV is a channel on YouTube. Data is now cheap, provided by Mama Vivo Swabwaji.
It's data cheap. Yeah, but we know that you love to get interactive with us. That's why you spend your money getting interactive. So please do, let's have a conversation. But we've taken a bit of time already. We want to quickly just run through myjoyonline.com.
This headline, I can't wrap my head around it. NPA from today could mean 6 p.m.
directs OMCs to begin charging reduced prices for petroleum products today. Well, there's one point that I am going to go to, by the way, because I know that if a change would happen, it probably will happen first there, but I'm not telling. It's around the airport.
Yeah, it's because big people go there.
No, it's because the man also holds a position in the oil marketing companies. Okay. You know, you get that. You get what I'm saying, right?
That place is managed by Commodore. Huh?
Yeah, but he's there. Oh, but you've said it already. Okay, let's move on.
No, it's been my long time.
Parents Association wants NHIS coverage for children with cancer. Yes, we had the conversation here on the show yesterday. It's absolutely important that we do. Also, engineers in Ghana begin push for LI to ensure highest professional standards. Arrest warrant for Sierra Japan Jospon Group react to erroneous impression. Continental Hall alumni vow to resist conversion, petition government to hold plan, and they've given government some alternatives, which I think is great. Amidu is qualified but not suitable for special prosecutor office, according to the Tamale North NP. He's not okay. There's a video. GES tasked to
Stream.
Was that Streamline?
Yeah, Stream. Streamline, sorry.
Streamline process of establishing basic schools. All right. And then I will disrespect you if you invite me. Filming minority leader tells speaker. He was visibly really angry, Harun Idrisu, on the floor of parliament yesterday because he had been ignored. And the report said that he had been on his feet for about 10 minutes. And it's either the speaker didn't catch, because the speaker must...
But he's at the front row. How is it? And the speaker is sitting at the middle. So how can you not catch that?
And then I think the other side of it is that the majority leader got up and, you know, the speaker called him. So, you know, like all that, yeah.
All right, so let's go to the BBC and see whether we can get something. The BBC. And so we have Ethiopia Prime Minister apparently in a surprise resignation. We're told that he's ahead of the coalition there. There's also a seemingly brewing political crisis in that country. Ramaphosa takes over as South Africa president.
Oh, we're waiting for his State of the Nation address sometime today, is it? So we will let you know. Okay.
So those will be the stories for the online portals review. And then we'll have to look at a lot more sports, interactive news from Benedict also, who is just around.
Yeah. There was a story on the BBC, this Kenyan lawyer who's been deported to Canada.
Yeah.
We played his sound. He used to be an advisor to the main opposition leader, Raila Odinga. His name is Meguna.
But I'm told that he's the gentleman, the lawyer there who was...
He's a lawyer, yeah. But he was just standing there.
He's another gentleman swore.
He didn't. No, nobody swore the man. He swore himself in. They were just
he was
bystanders.
Anyway, he was just there.
Looking on. And then nobody's touching Raila Odinga, but they're touching the people around him. It's interesting.
Yeah, you can try that. So we're taking a break. Benedict also will be here with the latest sports stories. Let's stay on.